Okay, I'm just going to jump right into it, right? There are, diets don't work, right? They don't work for fat loss. I get that. He's seen that today where I'm like, oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, well, some diets do, some diets don't. So I'm really going to hone in on that today briefly on some of these diets that are really popular, stay popular, do they work, and somewhat why. But in the description here, I'm going to list the top 12 diets and their definitions, and let me know if you've been on one of these or how you feel about any of them for yourself. But first, I want to thank everybody. Hit that like button and please subscribe. And I appreciate all the support. I will be reaching out to everybody that has commented. I promise. Please subscribe. Forward this to somebody that you know you love and or don't, or just want to put through excruciating diet pain. No, I'm kidding. But seriously, this is coming from a nutrition coach. I've been on all of these diets in some way at some point, and some of them for extended periods of time. You name the diet, I've been on it. Okay, so I don't want to say I'm a guinea pig, but I can tell you from a standpoint of how they work, why they work, and some of them that just like are magic. But I consider diets as tools, not a end to end, like not just something that you do forever. Some of those tools are interchangeable, meaning like you can put them together and they do amazing things when it comes to fat loss and just getting you shredded if you want to get shredded, and just eliminating a lot of belly fat, a lot of back fat. I'm going to show you the combination of the two that got rid of the back fat. This back fat that I can't stand, that part in something, that it just stays there. And if you know what I'm talking about, I'll go over that here too. You know what I'm talking about if you are out there. Men, women, doesn't matter. Just very, very hard to lose. But I'll show you the combination of tools that are diets that worked. So, to no further, I'm going to move my butt out of the way and show you the top 10 diets that I see. One, maybe not so much. I just got the load on it, and it's carb loading. I'm like, hold on a minute. I know it's a thing. I know carb loading, so no one come back to me and say, hey, carb loading's this, and I get the idea. But I'm not going to go into that too much. But this is what I see consistently. These are the top 10. And I didn't put them in any kind of special order. And if I were to put them all in order, the top 5 to me would be keto, low carb, vegan would be in the top 5. Intermittent fasting, of course, probably be right there with keto, Mediterranean. And then the rest, vegetarian, paleo, would all fall down in that. But these are the top diets that I have seen work or talked about consistently and asked questions when it comes to what will work for me. And I always go by what saves time, what saves money, lifestyle driven when it comes to fast food or going out to eat, and just awareness driven eating. Okay, I'm more of an awareness driven eater where I want to be aware of what I'm aware of what I'm eating, and I try to do my best to stay away from things I'm not supposed to eat, being aware of that consistently, day in, day out. And that should be a name of a diet. And that's why I'm going to name a diet awareness eating. The awareness eating diet, because you should be aware of what you're eating and be conscious of that as you move on. So what diets can do, they can make you aware of what you're overeating, which normally we all know are carbohydrates. Our body wants this we want to just consume, especially over the last, 80 years or so, that where food just becomes ultra processed as time's gone on and moved forward. We just have access, and I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to start bashing all carbs. I just think that high amounts of sugar, everything in a box bag, down these aisles in stores can be ridiculous. So some of these diets keep you away from that stuff, which saves money, saves time, and it helps you form a lifestyle that you can still build around. Because I have clients that still eat fast food and still go out to eat. You still live life. You still go out. You still go on vacations. You still have cookouts. You still go, weddings and holidays. They're all there. They're all part of lifestyle driven. That's our lifestyles. We can't get away from them sometimes. That's why to me the easiest time when most people try to start losing weight is in January, because in January you got this whole few months there where there's really nothing driving you to go out to too much. It all depends on where you live. But anyway, moving forward, what I do as a coach, the biggest thing is, like I said, I'm awareness of what I eat. Here's what helped me lose a ridiculous amount of body fat not just in a short period of time. I had a good foundation because I was lifting weights, okay? And I'm going to have a video on my workouts here and what I do, but I'm going to talk about it briefly here. I do 4 to 5 hours of zone 2 per week. That's about what it equates to between the walking. I do 2 to 3 sessions on any given week of high intensity training, but my high intensity training is playing recreational sports, meaning like basketball and tennis. I do both of those at least 2-3 times a week, interchangeable. Sometimes only once, sometimes twice, but it's in there. And then 4 to 5 days of resistance training, and with resistance training with splits in there. So that's what I do. But when I was doing that, this was number one for me. And then I combined this with this. And when I did that, that's when I lost the last part of my 5 to 7 pounds of just overall fat and it left. It took that. I was amazed at how great it was. But the thing in there, the one thing that this included, of course, was I'm going to go here, caloric deficit, right? You have to be on one to lose fat. The combination, this was number 1, this was number 2, and this was number 3. And they all existed at the same time, okay? And then what I did from there, I was on it for quite a long time. And by not just because it saved me time, it saved money. I was still able to go out to eat and still eat pretty much keto or very, very restricted carbs. It's really easy to do going out there to eat, even some fast food choices. I mean, I don't really eat fast food, I do fast casual, and I was aware of what I was constantly eating. So when I was done with this diet, I flipped over to this tool and just went to low carb. Okay, and I stayed on low carb. And really stayed and honed in on that. And that is basically it, guys and gals. When it comes to just intuitive eating, diets are just flat out tools. And if you structure the tools correctly inside of a system, and I call this my 1, 2, 3 system for myself. Everything, the number 4 part of this here, number 4 is the workouts, is the action. I'm going to go over those in another video and show you how I've structured that. But this is how I typically structure my diet consistently to lose body fat, but not utilizing the diet. Not just saying it's a diet. It's more of it's that lifestyle that makes me aware of what I'm eating. And saves time, saves money. It does. And I'm still able to enjoy a really good lifestyle when it comes to eating. And a lot of my clients do. When I say, hey, you can still eat fast food, or some of those things you like, because I always have everyone give me their top 10, top 15 items, and then in that top 5, what are the ones that I'm never going to do without, right? And most of the time, it's like, I think everybody, chocolate's the number, like, in there, right? But anyway, thank you once again. If you have any questions, comment. Again, please subscribe. I greatly appreciate you. And again, if you want any one-on-one coaching, if you want to come into the program or the system, I would love to talk to you one-on-one. And I'll talk to you soon. Later.